Well, good afternoon. I'm Jeff Schelke, the mayor of Batavia, and I'm joined by the Batavia Chamber of Commerce and Batavia Main Street to gather here on the, I'll call it the West Wilson Street Hill, to officially welcome Farmdog flowers to the community of Batavia. And we wish you many, many years of business growth and success. You are really arriving on a very strong legacy of flowers in Batavia on the west side. And I seriously mean that, because just to the south of us here, south of Wilson Street, for about a 50-year period, there were 5 large greenhouses. Okay. And that was the main industry of west side Batavia, was growing flowers and plants. Okay. And the area right along the next block south of the library here, there's commercial there, Deluxe Cleaners and a bunch of them. But to the going down the hill, that was just one massive greenhouse called the Batavia Greenhouse, and they used to raise a bunch of flowers. And we had railroad tracks that are now the bike tracks trails in Batavia, and they used to load all the flowers on the railroads and go. But probably the most interesting flower story about the west side of Batavia is that out on Walnut Street at Harrison, there was a very large family-owned greenhouse called the Sakura Greenhouse. Okay. And Grandpa Sakura was a horticulturist and scientist of flowers. He had his own laboratory, and he would take flowers apart and put different seeds in them and whatever. And one of the things, he got recognized as kind of a national expert on red roses. And so right next to his greenhouse out there, and if you go out there today, you can still see it, the city has built a walking sidewalk from Walnut Street over to Gustafson School for the kids in the neighborhood to use. Okay. That used to be a railroad right-of-way that ran from the Northwestern tracks in Geneva down to the Burlington tracks in Aurora. And so because that was there, Mr. Cyclora had a side track, and starting in late October or November, he would bring in a number of railroad cars, and they would park them on the side track there. And then he would start unloading all the roses that he had grown in his greenhouse, and they were all taken down to Aurora, put on the main Burlington line, taken to California, and he was the producer of many of the roses in the Rose Bowl parade. Wow. For about a 30-year period. Cool. Most of the roses in the Rose Bowl parade came out of Batavia, Illinois. Very cool. So you really have a flower legacy in this town if you want to, take it on, because it really is something that historically we're very proud of that. And then we had several other greenhouses that were on Batavia Avenue that were, just locals that would serve people with flowers and whatever have you. So flowers have always been a major economic driver in Batavia, and especially when the Cycloras were here and they had the Rose Bowl parade that they had a service, and that was quite the accomplishment. So. Very cool. Before we cut the ribbon, we're on TV here, would you like to talk a little bit about your business?
Yeah. So we are located at 239 West Wilson Street here in Batavia, and we do custom flowers for everyday deliveries. So you can call us and order flowers for local delivery. We also do weddings and special events of all different sizes. And then in store here, we also have a really great selection of gifts and home decor. So you can pick up some gifts to go with your flowers, and you can reach us by phone at 630-326-9432. Yeah.
Well, you had that down pat. None of us had to coach you on. Sometimes we have to ask you to throw in your phone number or your address or smile on your face, but you had it all.
Yeah.
So we officially want to welcome Farmdog Flowers to Batavia, and if you want to put your hand on this scissor with me.
Sure.
And we have to do this slowly because people are taking pictures. So we'll do this on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yay! Congratulations!